You're watching Huffpost Live. I'm Nancy Red, and you met him as one of the guys in the monster success that is Big Time Rush. But even before the band blew up, Kendall Schmidt was hard at work leading the musical duo Heffron Drive. And now he's introducing his passion project to his fans through his first album called Happy Mistakes. And Kendall is here on Huffpost Live to tell us all about it. Welcome.
Thank you for having me again.
I know.
Appreciate it.
We always love having you. Usually you're with a different group, but now you're
I feel at home here.
You should feel at home. This couch is comfy.
It is very comfortable.
And your fans are here, and they're thrilled about the official debut of Heffron Drive. Are you nervous?
I am nervous. I get nervous with everything, though. I was just telling my publicist, like, I'm nervous being here. Like, I mean, it's still being on camera, and, you know, you still have to worry about stuff. But you know what? I'm just excited that the music is finally out and that they finally get to hear it. And I've been working really hard on it, and I'm very proud. Well,
and it's not something that just came flash and pan. You've been working on this before Big Time Rush even existed. When did this band begin?
I don't have like an exact week, but I want to say we started working on music. I turned 18, and from being a kid actor, I had some money saved up in my Coogan account, obviously, and you can't touch it until you're 18. So when I did turn 18, I used that money to buy a computer and Logic and stuff like that, and I started making music, and Dustin and I started writing songs together. And when the first one came up, it sounded like a song. We were like, well, we need to come up with a way to release it, or a name. And so we put it on MySpace, called it Heffron Drive, and then that was it. So that was probably early 2008.
Where did the name come from?
Street we lived on. Simple enough. Bam.
Makes total sense. And that's one of the best places. The origin is organic, and it's fun.
That's where the music started, yeah. So I figured it was appropriate. And honestly, I always said, if the name of the street was something really weird, I wouldn't have gone with it. But fortunately enough, Heffron Drive was cool enough.
Now, there's a big difference between the music you put out with Big Time Rush and the music you're doing with Heffron Drive. Big Time Rush was a huge label. Currently, you're with an indie label. What's the difference for you as a musician?
Well, it's so independent that I'm doing it myself. I got to start Toll Booth Records on my own, and that was really exciting. The most complicated stuff is all the details you never thought about, because the devil's in the details, obviously. So that was the biggest deal for me, trying to figure that stuff out. But it's really coming along so well, and if anything, I'm hopefully starting my career as a music business executive too. I would like to get into that world.
Now, did you try to go to a big label, or did you just say, I want to do this?
Yeah, of course there was options, but I'm kind of picky about creativity, and I just was like, I can do it. I know I can do this, and plus I think it's an indie world, and it's more available for indie artists to make something of themselves, so I figured it was a good time.
Well, your fans are excited. We have Katie Schultz wants to know, are any of the songs used on Happy Mistakes ones that you wrote for BTR that were never used?
Let me think about that, because I've wrote so many songs with the BTR. There were so many that I could have used on my own too. So no, actually I'm thinking of there's 14 originals, 2 remixes. Of the 14, there's not one that was written for Big Time Rush.
That's awesome. Well, so this all fresh, it's all new. You're leaving some guys behind, though. Have you talked to some of the Big Time Rush fellows, or what do you feel about you breaking out on your own?
I actually went to Carlos's birthday on Saturday. My brother's birthday was on that Saturday as well. I went to his house, said what's up. He asked me about how everything was going with Happy Mistakes. He was like, let me know when I can tweet about it. And James, I think, and Carlos went skydiving the next day. I was supposed to go, but I had a show in Sacramento. And Carlos was trying to arrange all 4 of us jumping out of the plane at the same time, which I would have loved to do, but I mean, when you previously engaged with something, I can't say no. So I think they did it, and apparently they're live, so they made it safe. But yeah, I saw the last time we were all together was at Caitlin Tarver's wedding, the girl who played my girlfriend on the television show. She just got married. She put us all at the same table for good reason, because we were the most rowdy at the entire party. But yeah, I mean, I see him all the time. I see Logan. Actually, Logan came to a City Walk show I just had August 7th, something like that, yeah.
Well, I can't believe everyone's growing up. We have some of your biggest fans that can't wait to join you from the Huffpost Live community. We would love to introduce them. They would love nothing more than to say hello and ask you some questions of their own. You know where they are. They're right here.
Where are they?
In our Google Hangout. First, we have Gail. Hi, Gail.
Hey, Gail.
Hi.
Gail, okay, I know this move. You know this move too, don't you, Kendall? It's the I'm so excited. I don't know if I'm going to laugh or throw up.
I think she's just trying to hide her pretty smile. Come on.
Gail, I know you have a question. I know you're so excited about Happy Mistakes, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
What's
Oh wait, sorry.
What's your question, Gail?
My question is like, why is it called Happy Mistakes? Like, what influenced you to actually name it that song and that album?
Well, I'll give you the short and the long version of it. The short is that it's the first song on the album is called Happy Mistakes. The long version of that is that the song itself contains a lot of lyrics that I just think are really cool and very motivating towards people and kind of making your dreams come true. And there's actually a line in the second verse that says, "Let's remember the happy mistakes that we might have forgot along the way." And I just thought that was just a really cool line. And it seemed to make sense. I don't know, you go through things in life and sometimes mistakes happen and you don't even realize that it actually leads you to where you actually are to be able to reflect back on it. So I hope if anything it just makes people realize that everything in life happens for a reason. And yeah, but mainly the one lyric was what I really loved, and I was like, good way to name an album, I think.
And we actually have another question.
Thanks, Gail.
Gail, you're the best. People want to know about what comes first, the music or the lyrics? You mentioned you love that one lyric.
Oh man, that's a good question. Okay, in Happy Mistakes in particular, I had just bought this new sub-synthesizer, basically. And so it has all kinds of sounds, but it's mainly used for just really ambient kind of bass stuff. So I had been messing with it, and of course I was excited because I just got it, and I kind of came up with this patch, and it was like dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And I was like, that's really cool, but really heavy synth sounding. And that was literally it. I just recorded that with the 2 notes that pretty much the whole song is, and then put a beat to it, and then started, and then Happy Mistakes, there you go. I mean, it's really ridiculous sometimes how songs happen.
Yeah, I love what you said before. You were like, we just fooled around, and then something finally sounded like a song. What does the other stuff sound like?
Well, because sometimes you don't finish it. Sometimes it's not structured. It doesn't even sound like a song. Sometimes it's just like, what is this, But you can feel it. I don't know. I guess the best way to describe it is when I feel something, I hope everyone else can, because, I mean, you would think it's kind of cheesy to listen to your own stuff. So if I feel something listening to my own stuff, then it must mean that there is something there, I would think. I would hope.
Well, not only is there something there are a bunch of people who can't wait to listen to it.
That's the cool
so
part.
What you have decided is a song. Alexis, I got to give you credit. You did some recon. You didn't just hope we'd pick you from a Twitter feed. You actually found me, came to my website, emailed me, said you had to be a part of this segment. Good job, girl. You're here. How are you feeling?
Good.
Hello.
What's your question, Alexis?
What's the biggest challenge you have when it comes to writing an album?
Biggest challenge? That's a good question. Actually, recently I've discovered that the biggest challenge was like all of the deciding that a master sounded right. I never even had to think about that before. Like, is the master right? The snare is too low in the mix. Like, that's just stuff I didn't ever have to focus on, and now that's all coming up. And then not only that, but finishing the album, finishing the artwork. Like, that was all stuff that came, like, all rushing in at the same time, and it was a little overwhelming. But ironically enough, the artwork was done by a fan.
Oh, wow.
Which I think is very cool.
That's incredible.
I was kind of coming down to the wire on the artwork, and I didn't have anything, and I was like, you know what? It's perfect. I always say, if you're uncertain about something, just put an egg on it.
Put an egg on it. Alexis, don't you agree? Isn't this a great album cover?
Put an egg on it.
Alexis, do you like this album cover?
I really like it.
Yeah, you better.
Do you want to put an egg on it? Oh, Alexis, you are just precious.
Put an egg on it.
I love it. Put an egg on it. Well, you were talking about fan art. Mm-hmm. And I got to say, your fans are quite creative.
Very.
We have this one fan that tweeted at us. There's so many people tweeted at us. Huffpost Live, can you at least show Heffron Drive this bag I made for him? It is a replica of his skull tattoo. And here is the skull tattoo. That's a pretty good I mean, you gotta give this girl credit.
That's very impressive.
That's very impressive. She got the upside down heart. She's got the daisy eyes. The other stuff that's going on here. The little red tooth. Missing the blue tooth.
Oh no, we got red. You got Rasta teeth. The skull has Rasta teeth. I mean, that's his choice. It's not my choice. So.
It's not his choice?
No, he made the decision to get that.
It's impressive. Well, we have questions. We have a video question. Let's see what she wants to know. This is the person who actually did the fantastic bag. Is
it a tote bag? I want to tote some stuff.
It's a different person.
Okay.
People are really into all your tattoos, whether they're making tote bags or whether they are just being
painting
fans.
pictures.
We have a video question right here from Taylor.
Hey Kendall, my name's Taylor, and my question for you is which one of your tattoos was the most painful? I have a half sleeve, and my wrist was the most painful. Anyway, super mega stoked about the album.